Wages World here. It's April 24th, 2020. I'm going to come at you with a video. Alright guys, hey, we're going to talk about the Schumann here. I put together a few little things here because it's really been kind of, picking at my brain here a little bit because there's something's going on, is basically what I'm saying. And let me preface this by saying I respect everybody's theory on this. I really do. I just don't know where I fall yet. I'm still trying to make up my own mind. I'm just simply going to show you the observation and what I've noticed. And you guys can make up, whatever you guys believe is fine. And at the end of this, I really would like to see some comments on what you guys actually think could be causing what I'm getting ready to talk about. This is the current Schumann resonance right now as I'm making this video. Now you're going to notice that it starts right around 10 UTC time. Okay, it's 10 a.m. UTC or 1000 hours UTC, whatever you want to say there, right? So we get this big, and it's an intense spike, guys. There's not even no blue or green streaks going through there. That's a constant increase that doesn't change. And for those of you guys that are new, the Schumann resonance is the natural frequency of the Earth. Basically, it's the Earth's heartbeat, okay? And we have our own resonance that we do off of our bodies. Everything does, okay? But the baseline, I don't even want to call it baseline. The normal, what we would expect to see is at 7.83 hertz. And that's at this line, okay? But something else that I've been noticing is we're now getting these, and they're sticking around. That's at an increase of about 4 hertz each increase there. I just have a hard time thinking that is, well, I have a hard time thinking that's natural, It's almost like it's intentional. So if it was intentional, that means something intelligent had to cause it. At this point, I don't think it's our place in the solar system we're sitting. I don't think it's our orbital path, which it actually could have something to do with that because it actually seems to be right around the same time frame each year that we start seeing these spikes. But on the increase here on the hertz, those lines where it increased, those seem to be sticking around now, way more than what they did. So that means that frequency, it's almost like we are changing. Our frequency of the Earth seems to be changing and staying there. It's sustaining now. It's not just something we would see once in a while. So I think that deserves a lot of conversation. And I don't know what's causing it, okay? But to talk about these spikes, again, this one started at 10, roughly. Okay, if you follow that back right there. So, oops, what's the wrong way? This is the one from the other day, guys. Okay, it was a 48-hour event, and I even commented and said, hey, these look almost like a mirror image. Okay, so if you cut this thing in half, guess where the half point is? 10 a.m. Where did this one start? 10 a.m. And those two spikes right there that you're seeing are almost identical. If you were to pull that apart and stack them on top of each other, they would look very, very similar. I have a hard time, guys, thinking that that's a natural thing. I really do. Again, guys, people are going to start saying, CERN and stuff like that, and that is part of the conversation, okay? It needs to be. But there's a lot of particle colliders out there. And could it really actually cause something like this to continue to happen? That's another conversation we could have. But I would be really interested to see you guys' opinion on this because you go back even further right here, past couple weeks, both of these started at 10 also. Okay? So, you guys take that for what it's worth, But I would be interested to see what you guys think's causing that. I simply don't know. Again, there's a lot of theories on what's happening, with our frequency seeming to have been bumped up some and it's staying there now. Is it coming from something outside or inside our planet? What's going on, right? But I want to point this out too. And this is roughly about the same time of year. This was last year I did some videos. Okay? This event here lasted exactly 24 hours. Okay, February of last year. Exactly to the day, to the hour, guys. A month later, it did the exact same thing. Now notice, if you notice on this one, there was no ramp up. Like those other spikes we've seen, where it kind of ramped up to this and then ramped back down. This was a straight line when it started and when it stopped. Okay, again, it's almost like somebody flipped the switch and then turned it off. Okay, then the very next month, same exact thing. Then the next month, same thing. And again, we got missing data there. So, you know, what's going on with this? And it's roughly the same time of year. Okay, February, March, April. Where are we at right now? We're in April. So, I mean, this is something that we could really dig into and try to figure out what's going on. And I do respect everybody's theories. You know, obviously, we can only, you know, believe in one theory here if we're going to call it what we think is our truth, right? So there's going to be a lot of different theories here, and people think it's this and that's fine. I'm for it, you know. But I really want to know everybody's opinion on this, because I really want to get to the bottom of what's actually causing this. And again, I have to say, I don't think this is natural. I really think something intelligent is causing this, whatever it is. If it's here on our planet, whatever that means, right, guys? It just doesn't seem natural. That's all. All right, guys, I'm going to go over some current solar weather or space weather conditions, okay? And I'm going to take you guys over and show you an active spot on the sun that I really want you guys to take a look at real quick. But what I want to point out here, guys, you know, we were expecting some a solar wind stream from a Apache coronal hole that was going through, okay? That was after the initial, when we went up into storm level there a couple days ago. But right now our geomagnetic activity is very normal. It's pretty calm. So we got to, you know, just watch it at this point. We don't want it to stay real low, because, you know, obviously cosmic rays get in more then. I've said that a lot. But I want to talk about this real quick. Okay. Now you're looking at this. This is the solar X-ray flux. This is one of the main tools we go to look at to see if we're having any kind of flaring from the sun, other than our visual that we can actually go look at the sun through those filters. But what this is it's the flux. Now you're seeing that, you know, if you look on the left side here, it's got a rating in the flare class. Okay. If we look at this right there, that almost looks like we had a couple little small flares that got, you know, maybe into B class, which are very, very minimal. Okay. They just are. They're not going to really affect us much, other than it does help sometimes with radio, shortwave radio and stuff. And actually that can cause GPS users to have some issues when we start getting these big increases in the flux. Okay. So what we're seeing here, you know, I look at that and I'm like, well, you know, it's very, very small, very minimal. So, you know, I start looking into it a little bit more. And, you know, there's one thing right here I want to point out on this Enlil model, guys. Right here. This thing hasn't updated for, I don't know, 5 or 6 days now. Okay. It's showing out to the 24th, but this thing forecasts 5 days in advance. So right now we're in the 24th, so the 24th should actually be about right here in this graph, and it's not. Okay. This thing hasn't updated in like 5 or 6 days. So I don't know what's causing that. You know, we can all speculate. I'm not even going to do that this video. Okay. But at the same time we had that solar flux increase, everything else reacted too. Okay, the phi angle. See where it jumped around there a little bit, like it switched. And then you got an increase in density and solar wind speed, which is the density is the orange and the speed is the yellow. And then we had a small little increase in the temperature also, the plasma temperature. Okay. It seems as though things started calming back down, but it also looks like we might have had another little, you know, fluctuation here. And those are all very normal stuff to see. But this one right here is corresponding with is corresponding with a increase in the solar flux. They happen at the same time. So something happened there. Was it a flare? Did we have a small flare? You know, we're going to go take a look at that real quick. Okay, guys, I got you over here STO. What you're going to see here, guys, we got a little active area coming around to be, facing the Earth, but it does look as though it might be flaring a little bit right now. Now that is not an official sunspot. It doesn't even look like it might not even make it to a sunspot level. But again, I have to say this, that you can have flares and CMEs where there is absolutely no sunspot. So that doesn't really, hold any weight as far as, they do increase around those. But it looks as though we might have had another CME pop off the sun over here also, if not a flare. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. But really what I want you to look at right here is, you can see it when you get those little flashes like that. If I paused that and took a screenshot and zoomed in, you would probably see what looks, it's like an X signature, okay? It does one of these. That's just how it shows up on the tool, okay? It does look like it popped a couple little small little flares, and it was right around the time we had that increase in the flux, okay? So that would be very consistent with what we've seen on the tool. Now, again, it's not that big of a deal. It's just really not. But it is interesting to see that happening right now. Again, it does point to things starting to get a little bit more active. Now, again, this thing can flare at any time. It can pop a big flare. So it can do it anywhere. It can do whatever it wants, pretty much. But I'm going to take you over seeds here in a minute. But as you look at this, you can see over here on the edge, you're going to see that was a pretty quick little CME burst there, it looks like, or a flare. Watch. Okay? And it's happening in a fairly large area. If you guys, look in this area right here. Watch how fast that thing blows off. Right there. Okay? That was pretty quick. It left the sun fairly quick. Now, I don't think it's coming at us, but it most definitely, is shooting off. Now, again, by perspective reasons here, this could actually be blowing off towards the back side. Matter of fact, what I'm looking at here, it does kind of look like it might be angled towards the back. But, we can go look at stereo A or something if we really wanted to see that. But I don't think it's coming our way. Regardless if it went straight left or towards the back, it's not going to really matter a whole lot unless it comes right at us. But you can see, you're going to see how you got the blackness of space here? Watch it go away. Okay? Because that energy is leaving the sun. And it does it pretty quick. Also, it's doing it over here a little bit too. And these are not big things to be like, oh gosh, but it is most definitely happening. Okay, those are quick little bursts. Now, if those start happening in front, which we did have like a stealth solar storm pop off also the other day, they're hard to catch because the sun's the background, not the blackness of space like it is on the limbs here of the sun around the edges. All right, so sometimes we miss them. I know a lot of us do actually. They're just really hard to detect, especially when they're small, and if they're coming right at us, they're even harder to detect because the occulters on the other tools block it. You can't even see it. So, it's kind of a catch-22, I guess. But again, you can look at that over here. We can go look at some different angstroms. I'm not going to, but it's showing up on quite a few different angstroms also. So anyway, guys, we are seeing some stuff off the bottom here too, which is something we hadn't seen for a while. For whatever reason, we weren't seeing a whole lot of activity coming off of the poles of the sun. But we are starting to see an uptick in that too. Although it's small, it's still an uptick. And, we could be coming out of solar minimum faster than what we kind of think, And we don't know yet. Obviously, only time's going to tell. Scott had suggested that, and we talked about that. And it does seem to be that might be what's going on. So, take that for whatever it's worth. We're going to run over to seeds real quick so I can, look at that real quick with you. Okay, guys. Actually, it looks like we did have a CME like I was just showing you guys. I hadn't looked at this on seeds very in-depth yet until just now. So what we were seeing over there on SDO is most definitely an ejection off the sun. Okay, it doesn't look like it's coming at us, but I want to point this out too. This was just late in the day, today, just a couple hours ago, about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Actually, a little bit further back than that, because we get up till about 1700 hours, and then we lose all the data. So we're gonna miss 9 hours there. Yeah, go figure. Anyway, you're seeing over here on this side too, you're seeing an ejection, and this is almost looking like it was, I don't even want to say it. It looks like we might have had another, like a double ejection again. You know, did we? Because if you look at this, the sun is ejecting stuff off both sides of the sun right there at the exact same time. It's hard to see because of the occulter there in the front. You know, we do see a primary, like little, I guess it wasn't little, some sort of a flare, looked kind of like a flare, going here first, and then even down here. And obviously this is a bigger CME looking signature. So look at those areas, see that one right there, and then the bottom there, and then the whole sun reacts. Watch. Right there. See how it's blowing at the same time? So I don't know if that happened at the exact same time, but it almost looks like it did. And again, these weren't like full halo CMEs or anything, but that's not small. And I was also sitting, my eyes were kind of catching something that was kind of like right there. I haven't dug into that yet. Give me some time. Scott will probably take a look at it, and there may even, be an object or something in there. I don't know, but it does look like the sun's reacting in that direction, at least on that side, obviously. So, but you're seeing some ejections over here too. Yeah, just like I said a minute ago, guys, it does seem as though stuff might be coming out of solar minimum a little bit quicker than what everybody thought. Not saying that that's actually happening. I'm just saying it does, using these observations, it kind of looks like that. Now, this is today. This is the latest signature. Now, I'm looking at some pretty strange looking signatures again. Okay? Now, look at this thing, guys. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it. And again, we're missing some data in here too. Okay? That's at 48 minutes, 36 minutes, 24. Okay? And then it goes to 5. But watch this. I'm going to back it up some. We miss from 48, we miss basically 4 hours. From, midnight, or 48 minutes past midnight to 4:48 a.m. right there. Okay, so if we go look at these signatures, just like I said a second ago on that previous one I just showed you guys, it looks as though something is causing it to react right there. But I have to say again, guys, over here too, same time. So let me put that in. I'm going to slow it down, see what it looks like if we get it slowed down. Let's take it down one more. Okay, and we'll hit start. We'll take a look at this a little bit slower. The more I look at that, the more I think something might be right there. I haven't even put any filters or anything on that, and it almost looks like something's there. Yeah. That's a really strange looking signature, guys. It's just odd. I mean, just really odd. So I'm going to pause it and back it up one right there. See? Seems as though everything's happening like around that. Whatever that is. And let's back it up some more. Even that. I mean, I don't know what could cause a signature like that. Unless this energy is going around something. And we're seeing it over here too, like I said a second ago. So let's start that up again. Yeah, that's in reverse. Yeah, we'll take a look at this in reverse. How about that? Wow, I think I did see something right there. See if I can't pause it on that real quick. Okay. Maybe, guys. Look at that. I don't know. When Scott wakes up, if he's in bed right now, I haven't had a chance to talk to him here in the past couple hours. He may run that through some filters. There might be something there. Yeah, it kind of looks like there is. And again, the sun's doing something on that side too. So now keep in mind, from that capture there to that capture there, there's 4 hours in between those two. We're missing data again. So yeah. So let me back out of the Lasco C2. Now, for those that don't know, this particular camera is on the Soho Observatory, which is right out in front of the Earth on a satellite that always looks at the sun. Okay? That's the position of that. But what we're going to look at here is stereo A, which is the view from the side. Yeah, that most definitely was an ejection. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So right around there. Okay, and it does look like it was blowing off towards the back, because this is a side view. All right, Earth would be here, and this satellite is right over here. Okay, that's why I was trying to say earlier. You know, it's about perspective. We couldn't see which direction, if it was going towards the back or towards just straight to the side. But you can even see this one over here. So let me I'll start that back up. We'll slow it down a little bit. Okay, I mean, you look in there, it even looks like it might be showing some sort of object. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see, guys. Yeah. So we'll go to that. That was on the 23rd, late in the day on the 23rd. This is the 24th, and all we're gonna get is, well, a couple captures. We gotta wait on that data to come back in. But as you can see, same crazy looking signature. But okay, guys, I think I am going to end it there. We'll do some more digging on that. But God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.